You once firmly believed the Earth was round. Until you saw the massive ice wall in Antarctica with your own eyes. Then you realized the truth about the world. It's far crazier than we ever imagined. Lately, you can't shake the feeling that the world has been moving at double speed. As if someone or some organization is above this era, forcibly pushing it forward. Human society is becoming increasingly dependent on smart technology. But technological advancement gives ordinary people no time to adapt. So fast that some kids find what they learn in school already outdated by society. You can't help but think the world has gone insane. On November 25, 1915, Einstein presented the general theory of relativity. This theory, centuries ahead of its time, stunned the world. But few know that in his later years, Einstein often muttered to himself, "I was wrong. I made a mistake. It was me who was wrong." In 1916, a secret expedition reached Antarctica. No one knew their mission. Rumors said they were searching for something. But the team soon vanished completely. Before disappearing, they sent one final telegram. The content was utterly bizarre: "We saw the ice wall." No, that wasn't an ice wall. On November 25, 1975, another team of scientists arrived in Antarctica. In the sky, a strange gray-white mist suddenly appeared. Antarctica is freezing cold, so such a mist shouldn't exist. The scientists immediately launched a weather balloon into it, trying to uncover its secret. But when the balloon returned, everyone was stunned. The timer on the balloon showed August 25, 1916. The exact date the previous expedition disappeared. After reporting this team also mysteriously vanished. My grandfather was their guide at the time. A month later, he returned, completely insane, repeating over and over, "Never go to Antarctica." Investigators found a black and white photo on him. In the photo, at the edge of the ice field, a dark, massive ice wall was faintly visible. 2 months ago, my grandfather passed away. But in his final moments, unusually, he handed my parents a map of Antarctica. Although he had been warning the world to stay away, the map marked a location deep in the Antarctic interior. Suddenly, you realize his mind was unusually clear. It turns out my grandfather had been pretending to be insane all these years. But why? Before my parents could ask, he passed away. 5 months later, my parents, determined to uncover the truth, formed an expedition called Seeking Roots, embarking on a journey to find the mysterious ice wall. You might wonder, Antarctica has already been explored by many. So why hasn't anyone found this ice wall? It's because humans have explored less than 1/10 of Antarctica so far. At first, the expedition team was optimistic, often taking photos to document their journey. But the closer they got to the marked location, the worse everyone felt. During their last communication with base, my father looked pale and drained. His eyes were hollow, staring at the screen as he said, "We probably won't make it back. We've seen the truth." Then suddenly, he seemed to witness something utterly terrifying. His pupils dilating instantly. He kept stepping back. Through the screen, I could feel his despair and fear. After a crackling sound of electricity, the video call cut off. When it reconnected, my father's expression was back to normal. He smiled and said, "Our research mission is a complete success. We'll bring back the data soon." A month later, they all returned home safely. Medical checks showed no abnormalities. Their physical condition was even better than before departure. But strangely, everyone had mysteriously lost their memories. They had no recollection of the Antarctic journey. Doctors couldn't explain it. Even stranger, my parents developed a taste for raw food. And every night they stared at the moon in silence. What could Antarctica be hiding? To make both my grandfather and parents so strange, I suddenly felt like I was wrapped in a massive secret. About a month later, I received an anonymous package. Inside was a notebook and a fragment of a bronze artifact. When I opened it, it was my father's diary. The pages were severely damaged. Only the entry from July 13th was still readable. Oh my God. The ice wall isn't an ice wall at all. We witnessed a scene unforgettable in our lives. On one side were remnants of an ancient civilization. On the other, creations of future technology. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I wanted to document it for the world. But someone in the team said, "It's just ordinary plants, animals, and equipment. Why am I making a fuss? I don't understand. Could my memory be faulty? I clearly remember these creatures were long extinct." The diary was extremely strange. Ancient civilizations and future technology shouldn't exist together. And my parents didn't bring back any visual records. I had no idea what was really going on. But clearly, the source of all these anomalies was that mysterious ice wall. So last month, on September 10, 2025, you organized an expedition to Antarctica. You followed the previous research team's route exactly. No dangers appeared along the way. But the environment was unnervingly quiet. So quiet, it was unsettling. You felt uneasy all over. It was as if something was watching from behind. Soon, something strange happened. As you moved forward, you saw a beluga sturgeon, supposedly extinct since 2022. Even saber-toothed tigers and Archaeopteryx. Ancient creatures appeared before you. Soon, they vanished again. You had a bad feeling something was about to happen. That night, you camped about 8 kilometers from the ice wall. To guard against wild animals. Everyone took turns keeping watch. Around midnight, a teammate suddenly shook you awake. Pointing in the distance. "Isn't that your parents?" Instinctively, you looked in that direction. You really saw them. Not just your parents. The last research team members too. They all appeared, faint and ghostly, in the fog. A surge of terror hit instantly. How could they be in Antarctica? You didn't even think to wake the others. Grabbing a torch and running toward the figures. The fog was thick. Visibility almost zero. After running 20 or 30 meters, you could no longer see the camp behind you. In the dense fog, strange sounds drifted faintly. Voices of people. Buzzing wings, footsteps. Every sound felt unnervingly out of place. By the time you realized, the figures in the fog had vanished. Then suddenly, screams erupted from the camp. You ran back in a hurry, only to find a scene of horror. The surviving teammate said. He went to the bathroom and came back, only to see the others biting each other. Until they all died. "Can we even make it home alive?" The teammates suddenly asked. No one could answer. Now only the two of you remain. Bizarre events kept happening. And no one could guarantee they'd leave safely. At that moment, you suddenly realized. Your parents must have gone through the same experience as you. But why did they all return safely? Recalling their strange behavior after returning. A horrifying thought crossed your mind. They might be some kind of replicas. Or doppelgangers. The real versions of them might still be lost out here. So, you decided to press on toward the ice wall. About 5 kilometers from it, you discovered the remains of a previous expedition camp. You found a newspaper. And its headlines were bizarre. A major city had experienced mass memory loss. Some remembered being engineers, but were actually farmers in reality. Some remembered being female, but were actually male. You had never heard of this newspaper or these events. As you approached the ice wall, the scene in front of you was so bizarre it drove you nearly insane. You saw ancient and future worlds overlapping. Extinct animals ran on the ground, while futuristic aircraft soared above. A city of sci-fi technology stood tall before your eyes. On the ground walked cavemen, ancient people in Tang Dynasty attire, and futuristic figures in cyberpunk gear. It was like a bizarre puzzle, made of fragments from different times and worlds. But soon, the scene vanished. You pressed forward faster. Around 5 p.m., you finally reached the ice wall. At that moment, an unprecedented terror swept over you. It was truly an ice wall. But inside it, countless humans and animals from different eras were frozen. Seeing a wall of corpses in the vast Antarctic was a shock beyond words. One teammate went mad on the spot, running into the fog, and vanished. The next moment, you saw your parents and the other teammates trapped inside the ice wall. You tried to touch it, forcing down your fear. But it seemed alive, sensing your touch. It moved constantly, evading your hands. You tried to fly a drone over the ice wall to see what was beyond it. But there was an invisible wall above the ice wall. The drone couldn't fly past it. It was like an undeveloped map in a video game, where invisible barriers block players from exploring. That's the exact terrifying feeling. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't discover what lay beyond. It felt as if someone was controlling everything from behind the scenes. Until that moment, you finally understood. The ice wall was never natural. It was a boundary set by a higher dimensional civilization. The world we live in is nothing more than a game created by this advanced civilization. Anyone who uncovers the truth is sent to the ice wall, frozen in this recycling station. Because higher dimensional beings never allow loopholes. Every time someone discovers the truth, they erase all traces of their existence and create a new replica with completely fresh memories as a replacement. This is why some people vaguely remember being someone else. Why your parents lost their memories and changed after returning. And why they were no longer the people they once were. The next morning, you squeeze onto the subway for work as usual. Sitting in front of your computer, a coworker pats your shoulder with a smile. Did you finish yesterday's report? Remember, it's due today. You paused for a moment, then nodded instinctively. The computer screen glowed, staring at the spreadsheet. A sudden daze overcame you. What if your life had taken a different path? What would that feel like? What if you were an esports streamer, a novelist, or even an Antarctic explorer? Never mind. Life has no what-ifs. Cherishing the present is true happiness. Keep striving for a better life. You smile and start a new day at work. In the days that followed, you acted like a performer, perfectly mimicking the life of an office worker. Typing away at spreadsheets by day, pretending to stare at the moon by night. Even putting raw meat in the fridge on purpose. Imitating your parents' strange habits after returning. Because you were following your grandfather's method. Pretending to have lost your memory. Pretending to be a replica. To avoid the higher dimensional civilization's second inspection. Privately, you began searching for other clues your grandfather left behind. In the attic of your old home, you discovered an old wooden chest secured with a combination lock. You tried using the coordinates from your grandfather's map of Antarctica as the password for the lock. To your surprise, it worked instantly. The old wooden chest clicked open. Inside was a notebook. But it wasn't filled with words. Only a series of strange symbols. Like a star map. Then you remembered something from your father's journal. That inside the ice wall, one side held ruins of an ancient civilization, while the other side contained futuristic creations. In the space-time distortions you witnessed, those things had no solid form. They were illusions vanishing almost instantly. But the bronze fragment your father brought back was undeniably real. That realization sent chills down your spine. If ancient ruins truly exist, could these symbols be connected to them? You turned to a university friend, a young professor studying ancient civilizations. The moment he saw the symbols, he froze in shock. These are identical to the markings I found at a Kunlun relic site, he said. Exactly the same. In myth, they're known as the incantations to activate the sky conduit. What does the sky conduit do? You asked. It's said to draw energy from the Earth's ley lines, he explained, and shoot it toward the heavens, forming a massive energy dome that envelopes the entire planet. You thought, doesn't that mean it could cover Earth's outer edge? To create an anti-surveillance barrier, blocking the higher dimensional civilization from monitoring and controlling humanity. You immediately took out your father's journal and the bronze fragment from the package. The professor's eyes lit up. This is the key to activating the sky conduit. How do you have this? He asked. Holding the bronze key. You suddenly understood. Tears streamed uncontrollably down your face. Your parents weren't just victims of memory loss. They knew all along they would be reset. They sacrificed themselves to obtain the key. Because of the foundation laid by your parents, you now have a chance to free the world from the control of the dangerous civilization. You told the professor everything. He immediately led you to the Kunlun relic site. As soon as you entered, the ground began shaking violently. A massive black vortex appeared in the sky. The dangerous civilization had clearly noticed your plan. Hurry! They're about to forcibly format the Earth. Suddenly, black code streams appeared in the air. They formed sharp, wire-like strips. You dodged desperately, but couldn't escape them all. You were hit multiple times. Both of you sustained several injuries. Gritting your teeth, you ran deeper into the relic site. Finally, you saw the sky conduit. By now, your vision was blurred from the relentless bleeding. Suddenly, the relic began to collapse around you. But in the final moment, you used the key to activate the sky conduit and recited the incantation. Instantly, a golden beam shot straight into the sky, piercing through the black vortex, then breaking through the atmosphere. Soon after, a massive golden barrier formed around the Earth, like an invisible protective net, encompassing even the Antarctic ice wall. The ice wall melted away. The skies cleared over the cities. All the replicas had vanished. The streets were filled with people regaining their memories. Some wept in reunion with lost family members, while others returned to their true workplaces. Those who didn't belong to this era went back to their original points in time. Your family of 3 was finally reunited. And in the end, you wrote the incantation into your grandfather's journal.